everyone, this is Samantha from As They Grow Up, and today I'm going to share with you our favorite October homeschool products. This is going to be in collaboration with Full-Time Wife Life, so I'm going to leave a link down below for her channel. With November being election month, I wanted to take the month of October to educate my 4th grader as far as the voting process. We always early vote because it also gives him the chance to vote. Most of the time, if we do vote the day of election, they can also vote as well, but it just seems to be less hectic if we can go during the day and early vote, and then they can take both of my boys voted already as well, but they can take their time and choose the candidates that they want to vote for. And so, with that being said, in the past they've always talked about the election, but they've never really studied it as far as the background. Now, my 1st grader sat through this with us, but a lot of it he didn't understand. Some of it he did, but some of it he didn't. So first off, I'm going to start with that. One of our favorites is, and let me get this pulled out here, part of Homeschool in the Woods. We did the U.S. elections, and it was so much fun. We printed off the reading part and the activities, and we covered this anywhere from 3 to 5 days a week, basically, depending on how in-depth some of the stuff, was a little bit harder for him to understand, so we would take it slow and we would cover in depth. So we really enjoyed that. And then with that, we did the lap book. Now, our lap book is not quite finished yet, but it soon will be. But to give you a look, these are some of the things, that they've done about stump speaking, the suffrage, and things like that. So this is a really neat product. It opens up. So you have all this. So it's been really fun to do this. And like I said, my 1st grader sat in with it as well. And, he took away some knowledge too, but this is really, it was harder for him to understand. So, and this we loved. And then since we have been talking about election, one of our other favorite products has been the U.S. President flashcards. These, I can't tell you where I found these. My daughter, who is 21, has always been big on politics and presidential history. And these were actually her cards that she had given me these when she had graduated high school. So we finally pulled these out. And they're really neat. I told her I'm going to have to buy me new cards with this upcoming election because they only went through Obama. But they are really neat. On top of the presidents, they also have the different monuments, like the Washington Monument. It tells you more about it, the facts, when it was designed, and things like that. Jefferson Memorial. So you have all this neat stuff. And then for each president, it's got, for George Washington, it's got the first president, and then you turn it over and it's got the facts about George Washington. So these are really neat, and we've been going over these. It's just kind of a, I guess, knowledge, so that he can understand the different presidents and just how it's progressed over time. So that is something that we have used, and it has been great this month. To not lose the election education theme, this is one of my favorite books, Lillian's Right to Vote, and we've had this a while, but this is about the celebration of the Voting Rights Act of 1965. As we know, this past year has been an anniversary of that, and this book has been great because, voting rights are something that has been, it's a privilege, and this was a wonderful book. Both my 4th grader and my 1st grader have enjoyed this book, so if you're looking for a way to talk about the Voting Rights Act, this is a great book for that. And last but not least, as far as the election stuff goes, and I had to throw this in here, Bad Kitty for President. We love the Bad Kitty books. And so I had picked this up at Barnes & Noble, and it is just the cutest book. So it talks about, it's really neat because it talks about the different processes in voting. And so as they're reading about Bad Kitty, they're also learning about presidential elections. So that is my last one that I want to talk about as far as our favorite products for the month of October that have to do with the election process. Next, after that, I asked my boys, what are some of your favorites? Well, of course, my 4th grader shouts out all of our field trips, and we have been on some awesome field trips. But as he started narrowing it down, one of his favorites, and this is a book as well, because he loves the Magic Treehouse books. And in his history class, we had been doing as the Civil War. So with that being said, he just wrapped up the Abe Lincoln at Last and has started the Civil War on Sunday. And these are such great books, and he loves these books, so he wanted me to be sure and mention this book because he said it is awesome, and this was by far one of his favorite things for the month of October. So there's that. Once again, I asked my first grader, and oddly enough, his was a book as well. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of it, but it's Hotel Bruce. We have read this almost every day this month. He loves this book. Now, this is the second edition too, and I wanted to pull this out because we've had this one a while. Mother Bruce. This book, Mother Bruce, kind of tells how Bruce became a mother to geese. This book picks up with Bruce and his geese and how they migrate, and he comes back and realizes that some mice have made his house a hotel, and he's not very happy with that. So this is a really fun book, and it's really cute, and my first grader wanted me to be sure and mention this book. He says this is one of his favorite books this month. So check it out. It's Hotel Bruce. Really, really cute. And I think it just came out this month as well. So there's that. And I also wanted to touch with him because we are also, with his history, we are doing ancient civilization. And one of the things we have been doing with his, we have the history of the world. And one of the things that we've been doing, and I've got a notebook here, so let me pull out his, is he has been adding the history pockets. And I have put these in a binder so I can keep them organized better. But it's the Evan Moore history pockets, and they are just so cool. But yeah, if you've noticed, because you do make copies, I've got them organized here in this. So as we go through the different sections, I can pull it out and make copies. So I keep them organized in this. This is my folder for that. But the pockets, you make them into these little books. And these are so great because he'll often just pull these and look at some of the things that we've studied in the past. Each time we study something, it has a different pocket. Like what is history, and then they have the little timeline. You know, definitions that they need to know. Things like that. Mesopotamia, he did some really cute things. This was one of his favorites with Mesopotamia. The ziggurat, so there's a little pop-up of that. Ancient Egypt, he likes that when we did this part of it. So his little alligator is attached here, and it goes up the aisle. So this was something that was really neat we did. Right now we're on ancient history. So this is just one of our favorites as far as our history goes. This is a favorite. We love it. We're actually starting a different one for my fourth grader. Math. One of our favorite math products are the wrap-ups. We have the subtraction with my first grader, and we have the multiplication for my fourth grader. And these are our go-to, and they are easy, and we love them, and it's just, you know, so fun for them. So, you know, it helps when we're working on our math facts as well. So this is one of our favorites when it comes to math. And last but not least, this really isn't a homeschool product per se, but it's a game, and we love games, and it's Top That. And this is so neat because they can take these items and they stack it based on the card they pull. So you have the stack of cards that you pull out, and like you have this, and so in this you're going to show the hat and the cylinder, and these two things are going to be hidden. So it's really neat, and it's who can do it the fastest and do it correct. And some of them are harder than others, but you get these little pieces here. You have your hat and your coin, and you have a little round cylinder, this cylinder with a hole through it, and then you have the bunny rabbit. So it's really neat, and they really enjoy playing with that. So that's it. That is our October favorites here as far as our homeschool products go. I've left a link down the bottom to Full-Time Wife Life, so go check her out, as well as the others who are collaborating with this. Thank you.